Loved Tracy Beaker.
Tracy's an icon.
She's an icon, and she is Dani Harmer is partly the reason why I became an actor.
This is for all the parents whose children have been evacuated, and for my boy, George.
You both stole my heart in this film. The relationship between you both is just so special and beautiful. How did you bond whilst filming this?
I don't know what we did. Did we do anything, or did we just like hang out?
It was just, we just clicked.
We just clicked. We like spending time together.
Your son did not arrive at his destination. You're responsible for his safety. Why can't you tell me? Where's my boy?
Saoirse, your voice, Barbara Streisand would be proud, is all I'm saying.
That you couldn't give me a higher compliment.
She called me and told me.
Did she?
She did,
Yeah. She was like, go watch Blitz.
But I need you in a musical now. Desperately.
Yeah, I've wanted to be in a musical for a long time, actually. And we had so many pieces that we performed, which, you know, for different reasons weren't in the film. But that was kind of our way into finding the family dynamic, I think, between the three of us, with Paul Weller as well. Music is like the beating heart of that family sort of little ecosystem. So yeah, it was just the best prep in the world. I loved it.
I'm going to be heading up that campaign to get you in a musical, by the way.
If Barbara can write some of the music, then I'd be happy.
I love how much you adore Barbara.
I love
feel
Barbara
like
Streisand. Streisand, sorry.
Streisand, like sand on the beach is what she says.
Streisand. Have you listened to the audiobook?
I committed to the 48-hour-long memoir.
Yeah.
Did you?
I'm like 20th of the way through.
Elliot,
Do you know who Barbara Streisand is? Isn't that awful? No.
She's the queen.
I think you will actually like Barbara Streisand. Speak again?
No.
There we go, that's better.
But we see how important the necklace that's been passed down to George in this is. Is there anything sentimental that you guys take with you on film sets?
I like to have certain things in my trailer because they're quite clinical places. So I'll always have like a candle so it smells the way I want it to smell, and some flowers and things like that.
And a picture of Barbara Streisand.
And a picture of
course.
Barbara Streisand. I don't think I have anything else, do you?
I wanted to. There's one scene where there's a bit of jewellery and...
Did you take a piece of jewellery?
I tried to take a piece of
Elliot!
But I opened my big mouth and said something about that to someone.
Yeah.
And then I got caught and I wasn't able to take the jewellery.
Too right.
But I really wanted to take the necklace. And they said, yeah, you can take it. I never got to take it.
I think we can get that for you now that it's done. Because they have to hold on to that stuff in case we're going to do reshoots. But you should have that.
It'll come in the post. I'll make sure you get that.
Yeah, she's going to make sure. Apparently she knows like lots of people.
Oh, Barbara will sort it for us, yeah. One of the most special moments in this film is when George meets Ife, and he really helps him find self-acceptance. And Saoirse, for you, I was wondering who in this industry has been a mentor or a role model to you?
I mean, Greta Gerwig's always going to be my mentor. She's always going to be the one that I look up to the most, I would say. John Crowley as well, who directed Brooklyn. He's been a real guiding light for me. Blanchett is like always kicking about exactly when I need her to be. Meryl is, you know, the godmother to us all. Laura Dern is amazing. There's a lot of incredible people. Stanley Tucci. This is the thing, is that I feel like the people that you work with when you're younger in particular are always the ones that you gravitate back towards. When you win your Oscar, when you're older, you'll be like, it started with the relationship I had with Saoirse. It's all down to that, is what I reckon he'll say.
I think so.
I think so as well. Yeah.
Elliot, do you have any like favourite actors, anyone that you've always really looked up to? Aside from this lovely lady right next to you.
What's your favourite film or one of your favourite movies? Do you watch Harry Potter and stuff?
Yeah, I've seen Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Did you say that you didn't like Harry Potter?
No, I liked
Oh,
Harry
you do?
Few.
Okay.
I was worried for a second.
My mum sent me away.
She did it to keep you safe.
The idea of identity is such a big part of this film. Saoirse, what's the first film that made you feel seen?
I was really drawn to films and TV shows growing up that had like a little young one that like had some fight to her. So I was obsessed with Tracy Beaker growing up. Loved Tracy Beaker.
Tracy's an icon.
She's an icon, and she is Dani Harmer is partly the reason why I became an actor, because I saw this kid and she was so sort of multifaceted and had so much going on that I was like, God, I want to do that, and I would pretend that I was her. And I think Harry Potter had a big impact on me as well. I also grew up watching things like Dirty Dancing and Sister. I was obsessed with Sister Act. I think anything that had like female friendships for some reason seemed to be the thing that I was drawn to.
I didn't think we'd be talking about Tracy Beaker, but here we are.
So we should.
But it must have been quite intense to film this. How does a project like this change you or affect you when you walk away from set?
I mean, I think when you become so close to people, that's the thing that I always take away the most, is like the friendships I've made with people.
Was it hard to say goodbye to Saoirse?
I knew I was gonna see her again.
No, he was devastated. He was devastated.
Tears and
I
all.
was sad.
It was very sad on our last day, our last scene that we had.
What was the last?
Wasn't the last scene, or one of the last days was the very end, the very last scene in the film, the last shot. That was one of our last days together, and I remember both of us were really emotional. But you're right, we knew that we were going to see each other again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elliot, that scene when George is on the top of the train was just amazing. It's so beautiful. Can you talk me through that scene and how you filmed it?
I'm gonna surprise you here. We weren't on a real train. So there was just a train carriage, and so we filmed the climbing up. That was nice and simple. We were on a sound stage, I think, for one time, but then we did a few more days and we were actually like outside. So we climbed on and then we sat on there. There were green screens all around us, and they had like 5 industrial fans just right in front of us. So then they turned it on and Steve was like, keep your eyes open. He's like, but it was fun and the train was moving. We were,
It was amazing. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you guys so much for talking to me, and huge
Thank
congrats on
you.
the film.